Hope you guys can see this. Boo 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 boo. Da-dum dum bum ba dum ba ba da 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 dum ba dum bum ba. Can you guys see this? Let me know if you can. Hello everyone. If you guys are watching this at all. Hi Mark A3 Bar, good to see you. I'm sure you saw the title already. Today we're going to be rating AO3 tags for funsies. Also, I changed my setup a little bit because I realized that my camera was too far back and I was really low quality for some of those videos, so I decided to move my camera a little bit forward. I'll tell you, I don't have a tripod, so what I'm using right now is like an empty salted caramel container, and then on top of that is a white rabbit candy container, so it's kind of precarious, but it's gonna stay there because it's not like I move around too much. Yes, exactly. Can you hear the music, by the way, in the background? Hello to the 3 other people who are lurking. We're gonna get started once the clock actually hits 2. So, how are y'all's days going? I'm really curious. Did you do anything exciting recently? Anything traumatizing? Especially anything traumatizing? Love to hear about trauma. I would be a really bad therapist, come to think about it. I just sit there like, ooh, what's the tea? And then, like, I wouldn't be treating them much at all, really. I'd just be listening. Yes, do that, real. Hi, well, poops, and hello. Pingu, Mr. Glow Pingu. Hello. Hello, hello. Good to see you guys. You're trying to draw something. Ooh, that's cool. What you trying to draw? Real curious. Been prescribed meds. Ooh. Okay. What kind of meds? Wait, what for? Is it like ADHD? Anxiety? Are you on Valium? Is that a thing for you? A woman. Lol. So true. Drawing a woman. You know what? I'm getting bored, and I don't know if I want to wait until 2 o'clock p.m. specifically. I feel like we could maybe make this a little bit earlier, but you know. The way you said, what's the tea sound like Colleen's girl? Do not remind me of her existence. The fact that she exists still on the internet is diabolical, because people just won't let her go. Like, who decided to let her back on the internet? I feel like she should have been disconnected. Go real. Weight loss injections, not Ozempic. So true. So true. Ozempic really shouldn't be used as a weight loss drug, though, in my opinion. It should be used for the diabetes that it usually is prescribed for. For my health, because fuck my life. Yeah, that's so sad. It's gonna be okay, though, Market Tree Bark. You're gonna be okay. You gotta do what you gotta do so you can stay alive. So you can thrive. You gotta survive before you thrive, as they say. She's still doing vlogs? Girl, get her off the fucking internet. What is she still doing here? You don't want to watch them? Nobody do. Ain't nobody do. Nobody except her new child fans, who she's probably going to, you know, touch. Anyway. Still review her old videos, though? Lol. It's so true. I mean, it was from before she was problematic. As long as you have, like, an ad blocker on, right? She's not getting any revenue from that, so... You guys can hear the music, though, right? I'm not tripping? Please do let me know if you can hear the music. Girl, I gotta eat 3 meals a day and work out so the meds don't fuck with my muscles. Oh my god, yeah, that's gotta suck. But at the same time, at the same time, it's like all you gotta do is do those things, and like you just gotta stay motivated, right? Discipline helps a lot too, but I find for me motivation helps with a lot of this whole whatchamacallit, motivation helps with a lot of like getting me into the gym, so that way I can like do my workouts and shit and stuff, and have a ton of protein. Yeah, okay, yeah, the protein part is difficult, but you can meet your protein goals pretty easily if you have enough what's it called, if you have enough protein powder on you. Also, if you have enough money. That's the difficulty with a lot of health. You need a lot of money to make it work. The reason why I've requested the remix of Calling Corner was to remind you of that remix. Oh, lol. Okay, this should be a little bit better. True, because the meds do like 99% of the job. You do the 1%. You can't have any sweets at all. That sucks. That really sucks. Having no sweets. Man. Ugh. Hey, Crawl. Someone from my class said that you look like the fruit of a forbidden love child cupcake in Mulan. I don't know what to say about that. It does not make sense. I guess they had Sesby and Lex. You know? I can have his chicken, fish, eggs, and veggies for protein. I don't like any other meats. Oh, it's so unfortunate, man. It's okay. You can get protein in different ways, you know? Like tofu exists. Yeah, cheese also has a good amount of protein. So, yeah. Could be better, could be worse, but let us move on to the actual topic of this stream. Let me switch tabs here. Beautiful. All right. So, AO3. We're going to go through the tier list one by one, and I'm going to rank all of them. Yes, the placement and the order matters. Anyway, I have the tiers listed as need, actively search for, like this one, depends on execution, because sometimes the tag depends on the execution, and like, I've read really shit fics, I've read really good fics, either way. Some I prefer not to, but I will read. I will not read a certain fics if they have a certain tag, and some I've never read before. I'm gonna try and find a spicy version of this later, actually, see if we can do something about that. Anyway, let us take care of the first one, side characters. I like this one. I like when fics talk about side characters. Yeah, there are some okay side character fics out there. I read one about the Cabbage Man. That was really funny. From Avatar: The Last Airbender. You can know the guy that says "my cabbages" all the time. That one's funny. But the side characters also have to be good. Someone has to have a really good headcanon for them. Or they have to have something that implies lore. So, I like it. I won't actively search for it, but I like it. It's funny to read sometimes. Main characters, I will actively search for main characters. Like, it's not exactly a need. I don't need it to be a main character. That's just how it is. Just us. Now, I am going to look up the tags that we don't know. What is it? Just us. So, what is just us? Definition. An incomplete guide to AO3 tags. Yo, wait. I love the Cabbage Man. Yeah, so true. Hey, Just Us, it's so cringe. Curl, would you mind explaining Just Us to us? Cause I am really confused. Just Us. No matches, huh? Cause I don't know what Just Us is. I don't think I've ever read anything like it. Just Us is incest? Is it? There's no way it's incest, right? I have never read a Just Us fic, so I would know. But could someone please define Just Us for us? I will read it out for the YouTube archives. Old married couple. I will not actively search for this one. I do like it. I once read a little fic about Kurt the Cowardly Dog's, what is it, Miriam and... Fuck it, what's his name? Courage the Cowardly Dog characters. Eustace, yes, Eustace and Mariel. I read a fic about them. It was kind of cute. It was pre getting Courage the Cowardly Dog. Well, before Courage showed up on their doorstep, but you know. But yeah, it was cute. It was fun. It's also sometimes old married couple is just characters that are aged up. Let me take two examples right here. You have Alhaitham and you have Kaveh. These two are fucking old married couple no matter what, okay? Because these two, they love each other and they've been bickering like they've been married for the past 40 years. So, ugh, I say it's a pretty good tag. Anyway, childhood friends. It really depends on the execution, okay? Because for me, whenever I read a childhood friends tag fic, it feels like it's not it feels like it's the main focus, but it never feels like it's that great, you know? It's like when you add broccoli to a dish. It's often to complement something else. Like broccoli is a good carrier for beef and broccoli. It's for beef. For broccoli and garlic, it's the garlic. You aren't really there for the broccoli. So that's my opinion on it anyway. So it's like, let's keep a secret between us and not tell your parents, sister, etc. Oh, girl. I never... I've read books like that. It's just... I've never read a fic like that before. Just books. At least not actively. I never actively search for this tag. So I'm just gonna say I never read it before, but like, you know, I guess it depends on execution. It's not like I technically did read it before, I just never tagged. I never like looked for it. Friends to lovers. I like this one. Like, I feel like this is the most organic progression from a person who has an emotional bond to people who have an even deeper emotional bond. If they do not have that prior emotional bond, sometimes people don't quite understand how they fall in love. But there's also the thought where modern dating culture, a lot of it's hookup culture, and I personally do not like that. So I prefer friends to lovers to just like one night stand, they become lovers after that. I feel like for me, sex is a very intimate thing. I would not do it with somebody I don't know that well. That being said, I am attracted to people that I don't know that well, but like, you know, it's just boundaries versus attraction. I am not Demi. I'll just have you know. Honestly, I could explain all this shit with food and I get it. So true. So friends to lovers is basically like when you already like a dish with mushrooms in it and you're like, wait, I should try this other dish with mushrooms in it, and then you realize that you like that dish even more. I guess I don't know if that works that well. Enemies to lovers. Oh my god. Need this and enemies to friends to lovers, bro, I love the tension. It's the tension that gets me. It's the tension and the banter. But I will say it does depend on execution at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's like when I read it, I get the little feels. I get the little jiggles. Yes. Hello Chores. Good to see you. I think being friends with someone and then actively being in love makes way more sense. Like, you already know each other, it's so good. Exactly, right? But the fear is, and this is always the fear with friends to lovers, you fear that you ruin the friendship, right? And if you fear that you ruin the friendship and you get into a relationship, like, there is going to be tension there is going to be cracks in the fic. So the relationship's going to be a little bit tattered because of this insecurity. So always have to make sure that the insecurity is either patched up or it leads somewhere else. You know what I mean? Anyway. Frenemies. Oh my god. I will actively search for frenemies over main characters. Over main characters for sure. I'll actively search for it. Frenemies is basically where you're friends, but you're also kind of catty towards each other. It's like... How do I explain this? This is also Kavatham, I realize. It's also Kabe and I'll hate them, where they're like really bitchy towards each other, but they're like still friends, like they're still really close. I love frenemies. Lila, something grown-up versions like Marinette and Lola. Oh, Lila, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. True, I felt like that before. Fear is a motherfucker, so true. Sports AU. Oh my god, I have seen so many of these. I like this one. I really like this one. I love figure skater x hockey player. That's really fun. And okay, I'm gonna preface, but like say that a lot of these tropes, most of the fics I read are gay, so I don't know, that's just part of it. I just gotta sprinkle that in just to make sure you guys know, okay? Here's the thing with sports AU. I am not entirely sure like which sports are the most popular, but the ones I read most often: figure skater, hockey player. Both of those sports have pieces of shit in them. So I like reading something fluffy. Okay, I like this type of stuff. Star-crossed lovers. Okay, this one, I prefer not to read Star-crossed lovers, but I will read it. It's too sweet. It's too sweet. You know when an Asian says that the dessert is not too sweet? That's how you know it's good. When I say Asian, I mean like an East Asian. It's Chinese people especially. If you say a dessert is not too sweet, then it's perfect. This, Star-crossed lovers, for me, too sweet. Too sweet, majority of the time. Hi, Antique Fighter, good to see you. I have literally made a fanfic where Jason Kelsey becomes a servant to— oh, let's not do that. That was so interesting. Royalty AU. Oh man, I do like— I will actively search for this, actually. I'll search for this over main characters. Royalty AU. Knight X Prince, or fucking King X Knight, or stuff like— shit like that. Shit like that gets me going. It's a little bit of the power dynamic. I'm problematic. I'm very problematic when I say I like a little bit of a power dynamic, but I don't know. It's also hot when the bottom is the one with the higher dynamic, if you know what I mean. Anyway, modern AU. Oh my god! I read an Owl House fanfic that was modern AU, and it was so good. But also sometimes people make it really fucking boring. It's like somebody works like a corporate office job, and it just becomes like fucking 50 Shades of Grey. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say depends on execution, but it's higher than childhood friends. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's higher than childhood friends. Friends to enemies to lovers. I am currently kind of living through that. Maybe? No, I'm not. I'm joking. But this one I will actively search. No, it's a need. It's a need. This is my favorite. This is my favorite tag out of every tag. Out of every tag, this is my favorite, because what do you mean they come together, they fall apart, and they crash into each other again? Oh, that is so sexy. Anyway, not gonna lie, I'll give you my tags, but I generally don't read like 99% of these tags. That's so fair. That is so fair. I get what you mean. Anyway, love triangle. Ooh, love triangle. Anyway, poly. Okay, it really depends on execution. Okay, I'm gonna put this below just us. Here's the reason why. A lot of poly relationships being written on AO3 are not proper representations of poly relationships. There is like a huge lack of communication, and there is miscommunication, and there is jealousy, and like a whole bunch of conniving bullshit that just ends up making it cheating. That is no longer poly, that is just cheating. Okay, moving on. Strangers to lovers. See, this has to go from— I'm gonna put this above poly. This has to go from strangers to friends to lovers, okay? Because if you're just strangers and all of a sudden you fucking— I don't understand it, okay? let's move on. Also, for some modern AUs, they need really specific plots, especially the one that retains the characters. Yes, exactly. Modern AUs have people getting dragged out of character. It's horrid. Ah. Rivals. Rivals. I will actively search for rivals. Academic rivals especially. It leads in with frenemies. Oh my god, everything I have is like banter, and like everything I have on the top is like banter, and like there's the power dynamic, or like they're vying for dominance, like except for main characters. I'm gonna say main characters. I like this one. Actually, I'm gonna move that down. Okay, friends with benefits. I've read some genuinely heartbreaking fics with friends with benefits. I've read a Friday and or a my fi fic, which is Fine On in My Day, where they were friends with benefits, and it hurt me so much because they really should just kiss and like make and they should be friends with each other, and they should love each other instead of being friends with benefits. They should just put a ring on it, if you know what I mean. I like devotion. Anyway, unrequited. Oh, this tag hurts me to my soul. Unrequited love is basically when you like somebody and they don't like you back, your love is unrequited. That is what it is. It's like if you really liked eating mangoes and then one day you became allergic to it. That is unrequited love. Anyway, rare pair. This depends on execution. I read a D-Luke and Jean-Louis fic back in the day. Back in like 2020 when I was like fucking 14 or something like that. I don't remember how old I was. I'm dead now. When I read it, and I was like okay with the fic. It's just like it really depends on how somebody executes it, because they have to be in character and they have to really like each other, okay? So girl, when you said strangers, my mind went in your face. I grew cold. You're so real for that. Slow burn. Call me. There is this phrase in Chinese which it basically translates to, in a world filled with fast food takeout, I want to eat something that has been slow braised. So my issue with slow burn is that it will take me what 30,000 words just to get to the smoochy, which is like typical novel length, right? But like I want it now. Like I want it now. Poem without plot. Depends on execution. I'm gonna put this above childhood friends. Because here's the thing. Sometimes I just want sexy, okay? Just sometimes I just want to see I just want to see, you know, moving on. Wait, question, are there Hanahaki disease in this ranking? Bitch, I'm sure there might be. We'll get to there. Hanahaki is basically unrequited with like extra steps though. A lot of Hanahaki fics I've read. For people who don't know, Hanahaki disease is basically when a character has love towards another character, a crush really, towards another character, but like until that other character falls in love with them, or like that love is requited, they will sprout flowers in their lungs, and they'll like cough out petals and shit. And eventually it fucking kills them because you're growing flowers in your fucking lungs. But either way, what happens with that is either the character, the characters like make up and the love is requited, and like the flowers don't like fucking kill the character because now the love is required and the flowers disappear, or you get the flowers removed. Once you get the flowers removed using surgery, you no longer have feelings for that person, and you will never have feelings for that person. So my heart, my soul, and my pussy. Anyway, mutual pining. I'm writing a book right now and it has mutual pining in it, so yeah. I love it. Mutual pining, I love it because they're like going at each other, but they're like subtly going at each other, so they always like kind of miss. Like they kind of miss and they kind of miss. And then finally when they do link up, everything comes together. And obviously they definitely like know a little bit about each other, or at least have like some sort of chemistry. They're supposed to anyway, but I will look for mutual pining for sure. Friends with Benefits is here twice. Is it? I wouldn't know. So you grow into a tree? Well, no, you fucking die. You choke to death. Also, what kind of fandoms do I read from? I read from, oh my god, DC, Marvel, Genshin, Honkai. There's more. There are so many more. League of Legends? Don't get me started on the League of Legends fix, bro. There's more. I'm thinking, girl, I'm just thinking about it. There's also Pokemon ones. I read one with red and blue. That was really cute. I like that doujin a lot. I read one Bloons Tower Defense one that was really fucking weird. It was Gwendolyn and Oben. And it was weird. Gwendolyn's like a pyromaniac, and Oben is a tree forest spirit monkey. So, I don't know. Anyway, there was also, I also read Percy Jackson. I read one Iron Widow fic. There's more. Trust me, there are more. We need to get you to read some more curse shit other than My Immortal. Girl, My Immortal is not even the furthest you can go in terms of cursed content. I swear to God. It's just poorly written, and I think it's poorly written on purpose, you know? Anyway, multi-chapter. Yeah? I'll actively search for this one. This feels like you kind of need it, in my opinion. I don't like one-shots. I need you to give me like multiple chapters. I need to be like on the edge of my seat. I need to be edging while I'm reading the book. Anyway, sharing clothes. Oh my god, I love sharing clothes, especially when the hoodie is too big on one of them. I like a little bit of a size difference. What's the longest word count fic I've ever read? Top is a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fic. It's 1 million words, and a Batmanish fic. It's 2 million and still ongoing. I like fics that are not too long. 1 million words feels like a lot. I feel like I could write 1 million words if I like really put myself into it. It's like if I dropped out of university and I was like really getting into it, but like I can't read that much, you know? The most I'd go for is like 45,000 words, and even then, usually I do that with like physical books. Or like even higher than that. I'm fine with reading like 200k plus, but like, if I'm doing it on a screen, I'm gonna get distracted. I'll tell you that much. But I would not mind reading it if like someone printed it out for me and like put it in a pamphlet. Chatfic. Now let's look up what Chatfic is. Chatfic. Because I have no fucking clue what that is. Chatfic is a fic that is centered around texting and chatting in a group chat. Ooh. I prefer not to read it, but I will read it. The reason why I say that is because some of these chat fics are just really funny and they're really in character. Like you'll see people like doing Discord messages and like tweets and shit, and it's like hilarious because some of the characters are like have like likes in the millions, and then other characters like likes in like literally the single digits. I think it's really funny. It's like a good way of characterizing things, just like via our pre-context on these social media platforms. I find that really fun, but I prefer not to read them. I prefer not to seek them out. In vino veritas. Okay, in vino veritas means there is truth in wine. That means when people are drunk, they tend to tell the truth. Now, when people are drunk, they don't really tell the truth. They really just lose their filter. So I will never think that this is, I'm gonna put this above Porn Without Plot. I will never think that this is like a truly accurate representation of how people behave while they're drunk, but it is fun seeing how characters would be perceived while they were drunk, right? So that's just my thoughts on it. But what I'm trying to say is, they have to be in character while they're drunk still. You can't have a character that's like, completely out of character while they're drunk. That feels disingenuous to the actual character. It feels disrespectful. I will close the tab. Anyway, also, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is my absolute crack. I found the one that's so perfect you should give it a read. Send it in the Discord. I will read it. 2 years ago, an old friend wrote the Bible where the Eve is a lesbian. Honestly, girl, I'd read that. I'd read the shit out of that. Podfic. Now, I don't know what the fuck a podfic is, so let us Google that. Podfic. What is a podfic? Podfics are fanfic audiobooks. Oh. Yeah. I don't like audiobooks. I'm so sorry. I can't stand somebody yapping at me. Actually, no, I can stand people yapping at me. I just have to know that they're an actual person. When it's separated by like 2 degrees, like with an audiobook, you have like a book in between this person and a recording studio. I can't fucking deal with it. I gotta at least know you in person, so I'm sorry. I don't do those. Character studies. Yes! Yes! I'm putting this above multi-chapter because I don't need it to be I don't technically need it to be multi-chapter, but anyway. Character studies. My book right now that I'm writing is technically 9 character studies at once, right? So what happens with character studies is you take, let me use a food metaphor here. Say you really like oysters, right? And you want to like kind of dive in, like do a deep dive into oysters. So you do a whole bunch of research on oysters. You like do like you like write a whole fucking psychology paper on this, not a psychology paper. In this case, it'd be like a marine biology paper. You like do like write a whole paper on it, and then you publish it onto AO3. That is basically what a character study is, but you also write it in a story form. So you see one of those YouTube video essays about oysters per se. In this example, what you're going to see is they're going to start with the life cycle of an oyster. They're going to go through it. They're going to like talk about different oyster species, like the different variants in their behavior, how they reproduce. Anyway, I like character studies. There's like deep diving into characters. Love. Audiobooks are too yappy. It feels like a lecture. So true. I don't like being lectured. Anyway, 5 plus 1. 5 plus 1. I was Googling this before because I've never read a 5 plus 1 before. Surprise, surprise. Here's what a 5 plus 1 is. 5 plus 1 is when a character does something 5 times, and then it also illustrates the one time they do it differently. It hits hard. From what I read, usually the +1 happens when like something's really significant happens, like a marriage or extreme grief because their fucking partner died or their dog died or somebody dies. Usually somebody dies. But I've never read it before, so I'm not going to cast too much judgment. Domestic / Curtainfic. Okay. I will actively search for domestic. Not over a character study, but I'll actively search for domestic because I love seeing. I'm gonna bring these 2 hoes out again. Alhaitham brings home soup for Kaveh, even though he doesn't like soup. He just does it for Kaveh. It's cute as fuck. It's because they're married. Anyway. My thought is, domestic allows us to take a peek into like their personal lives, and I feel like I will actively search for it because it's like it's a sense of peace, you know. For me, I love that sense of peace. Also, how the fuck do you share an AO3 fic on the phone? I have no idea what you're looking at, girl. I don't know either. I'm sorry. I've read like 1 or 2 of those and pretty good from what I remember. So 5 plus 1, yeah, I would say they're pretty good from what like the descriptions I'm reading. But I've yet to read one. I will get back to you when I do. Excuse me. Series, yeah, I like series. Series is not like there's not much to say about it. It's just like a series. I like having more to read. Just like separated. You have to separate it into chapters so I can pace myself. Otherwise, I'm gonna be staying up until like 5 a.m. just to be reading fanfics. Okay? I want to be reading yaoi until 5 a.m. I only do it until 3. Anyway, porn with plot. Oh, yes. Yes. I will actively search for this. Not over rivals, not over sharing clothes, just over royalty AU. I feel hold on 1 second. 1 second. There we go. This is a better one. Representation of who I am. I prefer porn with plot because if there is no plot, where's the sexy coming from? You have to be attracted to the characters if there's no sexy. Anyway. Angst. Oh my god. I'll put this above poly, but not above strangers to lovers. Because, why do I say this? Because angst hurts me deep inside. I like fluff. I like sex. Okay? Angst hurts me to my pussy. Moving on. Fluff. Yes, I will actively search for fluff. I'll put this over sharing clothes. Above rivals? No, not above rivals here. I feel like this. There we go. Better representation. Beautiful. I like fluff. I like happy feelings. Happy feeling good. Happy feeling good. Good for pussy. Anyway, one shot. Oh. I prefer not to read one-shots. I feel like one-shots are just, like, a lot for me to consume all at once. I like breaking shit up into multiple things. And also because, like, sometimes reading one-shots for me, like, pretty tedious, because, like, I want to take breaks while I'm reading, right? Just so I can pace myself, so I can digest, so I can, like, analyze. If I can't do that with a one-shot, then I know it's a true one-shot, really. But also really good one-shots will have places for you to like break, but like even at that point it's not really considered to be a one-shot. Such a cute idea for a live. Thank you, Sai. How do you pronounce that, my dear? I like angst personally, but it's a thin line before it gets a bit too ridiculous. Yeah. That's so totally true. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Your opinion's not wrong. I just don't like reading it because it hurts me. Anyway, alternate meeting. Say for instance that somebody is like coffee shop, flower shop, like next to each other. Instead of meeting in the coffee shop, they meet somewhere else, right? They meet in the park, let's say, and then they eventually find out that they're like working next to each other. I think that's cute. I like this one. I'm gonna put this above old married couple. Above side, side characters should be down here, really. Okay, moving on. Drabble. What the fuck is a Drabble? I could swear that's a Pokemon. It's not a Pokemon. Anyway, Drabble. It's like C. Okay, thank you for telling me. Drabble. Oh my god, I gotta blow my nose. A Drabble is a piece of fiction that's exactly 100 words long? Oh. At that point, it's just poetry. Like, I guess I've never read it. I've never read Drabble fics, because whenever I see like a fic that's like below 1,000 words, I think it's unfinished. Anyway, coffee shop AU. I like this one. I like this over side characters. I prefer old married couple to this, really, because I like when there is a pre-established relationship. Like, okay, y'all are gonna hate me for this. I have this issue with shipping, where sometimes when I see ships outside of the canon, I will get a little bit mad, and it's totally unreasonable. I feel like I'm like crashing out, going crazy over nothing. And yeah, I am crashing out and going crazy over nothing. But here's the thing. I really like when something is pre-established and they like build on top of that, versus when something is not pre-established and they're just like pulling shit out of their ass. And sometimes the shit they pull out of their ass is just pure gold, but that's only if you shit gold. You understand me? I like canon couples, but that's just me. That's my opinion. You can like whatever the hell you like. I'm just saying that I like when things are pre-established. I like when things are built upon, right? That's my thing with like friends to lovers, or like enemies to lovers, or like friends to enemies to lovers, or enemies to friends to lovers, or stuff like that. There's pre-established lore. I like when there's pre-established lore, okay? Otherwise you have to drag shit out of the mud. Either way, bed sharing. Yeah! Yeah! Absolutely. Give it to me. Give it to me. This is hard. This is so hard. This is very hard. I'm very hard right now. I'm gonna put this up. I need it, but it's not above any of these things. This is so difficult. This is so very difficult. You just sent the fix to the Discord? Thank you very much. Okay. Moving on. Mistaken identity. Oh, should I explain bed sharing? Bed sharing for me is the second most actually intimate thing that you can do with a person. Why? Because you're sleeping next to that person. Do you know how many ways you could be attacked while you're sleeping? I'm just saying. So, you know. All right. Can I say that this entire life is reminding me of that one short, gnarly cover, but it's yaoi? Boba tea. And prig. Yaoi. So true. Me too, actually. Mistaken identity. Mistaken identity. I prefer not to read these. I really prefer not to read these. Because I feel... I really prefer not to read these just because, like, I don't like miscommunication, like, tropes, you know? And this one is not miscommunication, but misperception. And I hate that, too. Because it's like, use your fucking eyes, use your courage, walk up to that bitch. If you're too scared to, like, walk up to people, how the fuck are you supposed to be in a relationship? Come on! Anyway, long distance. Oh, I'm gonna put this above Porn Without Plot. Long distance relationships, they can fall apart so fast. I'm praying for all the people in long distance relationships. Don't cheat, please, but like... excuse me. But the thought is, long distance relationships, it has them explore the insecurities in the relationship. Excuse me. Am I sick? I don't think I'm sick. I'm pregnant. Meaning pregnant again? I'm not pregnant. Anyway, here's the thing with long distance though. It's like you have to expose every little nook and cranny of your relationship to the other person, so that way you feel secure in it. And to feel secure, you have to be vulnerable. But to be vulnerable and not do it in person, that is really difficult as a human being. So I feel like it really depends on the execution. If the writer is bad, I will DNF. I will DNF. Anyway. No, but that yaoi cover literally states silent when they said enemies to lovers, no yaoi. No, because enemies to lovers is Yuri. Anyway, Kota. From my understanding of what Kota is, I don't know, Kota fanfiction definition. Kota in music means ending, so what is Kota? Fuck this. I hate the AI overview. Kill the AI overview. Anyway, a question about Kota. Is ending part of the work? Okay, ending part of the work. Yes. Epilogue, basically. I like Kotas. Crack fix. Here's the thing with crack fix. If it includes Danny Phantom, DNF. I've read way too many DC fics with Danny Phantom in it. Anyway, I prefer not to read crack fics. I prefer not to read crack fics just simply because I like pre-established lore. I'm basic like that, you know. I like my little meow meows the way they are. Okay, thank you. Pet adoption. I read a fan fiction where Kame and I'll hate them. They took home the 3 desert foxes that Kame found during the event, and it was so fucking cute because it was just those two taking care of the pet, and it's just like it's domestic and it's cute and it's adorable. I will actively search for this one. I'm gonna put this above. I'm gonna put this above royalty, but not above domestic Curtainfic, because you need a little bit of domesticity to have a pet adoption, in my opinion. When you're reading about couples, when you're reading about a singular person, it's more like what you do in the dark, you know? So anyway. Song/prose. I'm gonna take my headphones off for this one. I'm gonna tie my hair up for this one. I'm gonna put my glasses back on. A song is not necessarily prose, and prose is not necessarily a song, okay? Songs are a form of poetry. I hope y'all understand that. I look 5 head right now, but here's the thing. This mischaracterizes both a song and prose, because these two should not be just strictly lumped together, okay? Especially as a musician, I would know this shit, okay? Prose can be spoken. Sometimes they can be sang. Songs can be spoken, but usually as a form of poetry. If you read a song, as prose, you're gonna get some weird shit back at you. Here. Breaking dishes, Rihanna. Let me look up the lyrics to Breaking Dishes by Rihanna. Now I ain't tripping, I ain't twisted, I ain't demented, ha, well, just a little bit, ha. I'm kicking, I'm taking names, I'm on flame, don't come home, babe. That's a poem! That is a poem! Moving on. When done well, they can be fun, but I own my lyrics at the beginning of the fic, not at the end. Don't interrupt my fic's random lyrics. That is true. That is true. I totally understand that. My issue is a fic should not be only be like, you know, this. I would prefer not to read them if they have a song, but prose, you know, it prose is, that's just how you fucking write usually. I'm gonna put this in depends on execution. Anyway, headphones back on. Hurt comfort. Hurt comfort. I will actively search for hurt comfort, but also usually when I read the hurt, it hurts me. I'm gonna put my hair back down for this. Cheating. I hate cheaters. I hate cheaters. Y'all remember when fucking Ned Fulmer from the Tried Guys cheated? I had a fucking coke rant. I don't do coke, but I was willing to do coke just so I could do a coke rant about Ned Fulmer. Cause I hate cheaters. I hate cheaters. I hate cheaters. Anyway, moving on. Word / phrase props. I have no fucking clue what that means. Oh wait, no, word prompts. It's like what someone says. Is it like when someone says a word and then you write a fanfiction based on that word, like a prompt? Actually, no, I prefer not to read them. I really prefer not to read them because it's like I kind of get what's going on. It's like I'll only read them if they like really have to do with a couple that I like a ship that I like. For instance, Batman x Superman, Kavatham, Kaveh and Al-Haytham, or High Kaveh. I'll also read High Kaveh. Ratio Rain or Aventio, which is Aventurine and Dr. Ratio. You know, just those things. Like, it has to be a couple that I already like, you know. That's for me. Not gonna lie, say that some fics out of Miser are 50-50, some can do cringe. Yeah, exactly. It's a really 50-50 thing. Anyway, friends with benefits. It really was added twice, huh? I'm gonna ignore this one then. Where did I put friends with benefits before? Yeah, I put it here. Yeah, I'm gonna there. Anyway, ongoing. I don't know how to rate this one because it's like I guess I like when a fic is ongoing. I guess. Well, like, what else could I say about it, really? Anyway, pirate AU. Okay, here's the thing: pirate and siren, pirate and mermaid. Okay, pirate and fucking Royal Brigade. There has to be tension. If there's no tension, what's the point? What is the point? What is the point? Anyway, I like this one. I will put this above. I'll put this above coffee shop. I prefer pirate. There's a little more spice. There's a little more spice. Alternate meaning. I'm gonna move down actually. Groundhog Day. Can I talk my shit real quick? This is a sensory slug, by the way. Can I talk my shit real quick? Phynon from Honkai Star Rail lived through, what is it, 33 million cycles of the same life, basically. Not Phynon, but Kaslana, which is his like alternate form. Spoilers, by the way. Sorry if I spoiled you, but anyway. Groundhog Day. If a character likes another character, they will fall in love over and over and over again in Groundhog Day, and that's my favorite part about it. I will not actively seek it out, but I do like it. I do like it. I'm gonna put this above. Alternate meeting, yeah. Crossover. I am traumatized by the amount of Danny Phantom, Superman, not Superman, but Batman fics. So, will not read them. I've stopped reading crossover fics because of the Danny Phantom. Fuck y'all, Danny Phantom. Anyway. Got any more sensory slugs things? I need one girl. Oh, I got these sensory slugs on Amazon. If I had a way to ship one to you, I would. Yeah. Legit DM your Addy. I will get one to you for real. Thought that was bro. I do not have those things. Okay, I have a rose toy. No, I don't. Wump fix. Now let me Google Wump fix because I don't know how to explain them. Wump is a comic onomatopoeia that is like pow or bam. So let us open this Reddit thread because I have no fucking clue what's happening. Is used when a character is seriously injured, damaged, or sick in some way. It can also use to... Oh, okay. So somebody beats the fuck up. Let me put that here. Usually, for hurt comfort to exist, you need to get beat the fuck up. So, yeah. Crossovers are annoying because there's not much you can do about them because you exclude crossovers, and fix appear because you only use 2 fandom tags. Same franchise or more, so yeah. So true. Yeah, it sounds really goofy, but like I guess it's just an onomatopoeia. Excuse me. If you don't know what an onomatopoeia is, it's like boom or pow or something. It's usually like a word that's used to describe a sound. Anyway. Soulmates. Ugh. 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 Anyway. This is my number 1 tag. This is my number 1 tag. When I see a fic that has this, I need to read it. Do you know why? Because I hope that one day I can find my soulmate and I live vicariously through the characters. So yes. Anyway, moving on. Dark fic. Ooh, so this is when a fanfiction is a little bit darker than the original series. It's also like also sometimes what you do in the what you do when you're alone in the dark, which means what you do when you're alone in the dark means like what you do when nobody's watching, right? So it's like a true show of character to see like what you act like if you choose kindness for yourself, for other people, or stuff like that. As long as nobody's watching, right? Prisoners dilemma type bullshit. Anyway, I like dark fics. They're good. I'm gonna put them below ongoing because I don't really care for them too much. I like them. I like them a smidgen. Hello, Edwin and Espinoza. Good to see you. Magic AU. Or is it just magic? I like reading magic. I will actively search for magic because sometimes like fictional worlds are just more interesting with magic. Like if you could imagine that Superman and Batman had the same powers, that'd be fun. They just have like they're not diametrically opposed. They're just like have opposing viewpoints. I find that very interesting. Regency AU. Ugh, this is like royalty AU, but like not my cup of tea. Like, how do I explain Regency? I guess it really depends on execution. I'm gonna put this above Polly. Regency era. So the Regency era is an era where people kind of dress like this. It was the late 1700s to the early 1800s. Let's see what it was famous for. It was intense cultural flowering. So you had a lot of artists coming out, novelists, poets. This is also the era of somewhat the romantic era of music, the burgeoning romantic era where Beethoven was about to die and Tchaikovsky was a huge thing. Stravinsky was coming out and shit like that. It was a huge cultural thing for Europe. So yeah. I don't like it that much. I prefer royalty just because there's actual power there. Also, can I just say I'm starving for LDV fics that are interesting. I just love the game. There are so many more stories that are just Yaoi Yuri. I'm just starting for those two. So true. Hello, is this stream working? I don't think the stream's working. Hello? Do you guys see me? Can you see me? This is crazy. Okay. This should be fine, right? Y'all are good? Sorry about that. My Wi-Fi is a little spotty. Anyway. Yeah, y'all can see me okay? Alright, I'm gonna have to reload on my phone just to make sure that everything is fine on your end. If it will let me reload. Y'all, this is what happens when you stream without Ethernet. There we go. Okay, so. I just have to look myself up. Alright, next tag is fucking Omegaverse. Yes, it's working, just had to reload. Thank you very much for reloading. Omegaverse! When we're talking about Omegaverse, we are talking... we're talking ABO. Alpha, Beta, Omega. The Omegas get pregnant by the Alphas. Okay, that is essentially all you really need to know. Anyway, moving on. I'm actually gonna put that above Darkfic. And ongoing. Moving on. By the way, Mr. Sarcasm, do you like free rent? I love free rent. Free rent is amazing. I haven't read any fics about free rent, but like I love the series. I love the magic system. The magic system's really cool. It's also very similar to the magic system I'm writing, so I really do like it. Kidfic. Oh, I love it when it's like a little kiddie AU and they like are in preschool and shit, and they're like the dynamics are really fun. You can exaggerate the characteristics because they're kids, you know. And they're all really weak, so like what ends up happening is like they don't really kill each other. So like, yeah, I will actively search for kidfics. They're cute. It's cute. Gen. What does that mean? What is a genfic? What is a genfic? A megaverse can be so fun and so corny. There's no, or so corny. It's so real. You got a hole. Someone needs to get you a hole for that eighth and nut. It's real. It's real. Okay. What is a genfic and fanfiction? Stories that are just not primarily about sex or romance. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I've never read a genfic before because normally the fics I read are romance or fucking. So yeah, arranged marriage. Oh, this really depends on execution. I've read one too many fan fictions or like yaoi or like dojins that is just like I'm married to the barbarian king and it's absolutely horrible and it's like very racist. Like it's very like ethnic based racism. It's horrible. But there are some arranged marriage fics that are like pretty good where they like learn to love each other and shit. What I really don't like is like dark skinned barbarian king x Twinkie white boy. Disgusting. Anyway, mutual pining. Why is that here twice? Why is that here twice? I don't understand. Sick fic. Oh, when a character is sick and their lover is taking care of them. I will actively search for this one. The only bad thing about it is that the only bad thing about it is that one of my favorite characters has to be sick. So, okay, so Tony, since Free Rent collabed with IDV, you know what character got a skin? What character got a skin? What LDV? What LDV? LDV? What is LDV? I forgot. What character you got as this? What character did you get? Anyway, I have a hard time being motivated by fics that have no romance going on. That is totally fair. A lot of people like write and read fics for like closure or romance. So yeah, it totally makes sense. Somebody that'll help you get Tony get a hole. Girl, you're helping me get bottom surgery. I don't want bottom surgery, but thank you so much, Mark A. Treebark, for the dono. Thank you, love you for that. You got the fern lady. Crazy. What is LDV? I'm curious now. LDV. Or is it IDV? Oh, Identity 5? Is it Identity 5? Is it crazy? Mutual pining is there twice. The little bosses can pine for each other across the tier list. So So true. Oh, it's at 95. Oh yeah, I see. I see. It's like Dead by Daylight on crack. Also created by also created autism creature. That's so funny. Canon divergence. I prefer. I prefer not to read them, but it really depends on the execution, honestly. If it diverges from canon, okay, here's the thing. I am a huge lover of canon, okay? If a character is not behaving in their like canon way or like in character to their canon way, I will like DNF because it's not for me at that point in time. All right. Yeah, Jedi Tree, you're so right though. But I can't bear separating them because it's soulmate AU, you know? Post canon. Oh, I will actively search for post canon sometimes. I'll put this above sick fic and royalty AU because post canon. Oh my god, I will read these fics just for closure. A lot of fics I read for closure or for the freaky. Anyway, sensory slug sounds like we put build a build in a Lego game. Yeah, it does. I have like rather severe anxiety and or ADHD that I did not get diagnosed yet, so I should probably do that by the end of next year. Anyway, I'm like nearing 20 and I haven't gotten myself diagnosed yet. That's fucking crazy in my opinion. Amnesia fix. If the character well and truly loves their partner, they will fall in love with them again. But it really depends on execution. Babysitting. Oh, man. When characters babysit, I like seeing the way that they interact with kids. Like, I like this one, but like, if they behave out of character towards the kids, like the way the character behaves has to be in line with the way they would behave in canon, if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's so me. As soon as this character usually is broody, is giggling like a schoolgirl, I'm so out. Exactly. Like, did you get hit by the laughing gas or some shit? Did the fucking Joker hit you with the Joker serum? Hello? You are a man. Act like it. I say that, but like, I'm like okay with it. It's just the issue for me is they have to act in canon character. Like, these are characters, not people. So like, if you want to have Gap Moe, it has to make sense, right? Anyway, trapped together. I will actively search for this one. I'm gonna put this above character study, because when you have a trap fic, you see how they really interact with each other after extended periods of time. Do they get annoyed with each other? Like, do they fuck? Do they like deep dive into their childhoods and shit? Like what are we thinking? You know? Anyway, fake dating. Need I say anything more? I love fake dating. Fake dating is amazing because eventually one of them falls in love, and eventually both of them fall in love, and eventually they, right? Anyway, moving on. Weed fic. Like they smoke weed, or you write it while you're on weed. I'm gonna put that in never read before because I don't think I've ever read a weed fic. Anyway, completed? Yeah, sure. I will actively search for completed fics. High school AU. I feel so high school every time I look at you. I wanna find you in a crowd just to hide from you. I love that song just for that, just for that line. Honestly, it's so great. Body swap. I like this one. Not because it's like particularly sexy, but because it's fun to see how people live each other's lives, you know, see how they stumble, finding each other's faults, finding each other's strengths, finding the expectations that are placed upon each other. It's crazy. Fake dating, find that actually funny if used well. Exactly. Like, it has to be used well though. A lot of these ones have to be used well. And it's just, I feel like some people just don't use them well, but also I will consume slop if it pertains to me. Anyway, fix it. So fix it. or when you're trying to fix either the canon or fix the relationship or shit like that, I prefer not to read fixits because I'm a canon girly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I prefer not to read, but I will read them. Miscommunication. Will not read. Fuck off. If I read a miscommunication fic, I will throw it out the fucking window. I will throw it, genuinely toss it out the window because I hate miscommunication. I'll sit there and I will scream. So I will not read it. Anyway, soulmate marking. Oh, and yeah, I need it. I need it. It's fun. I like how fun it is because sometimes the soulmate mark is something like really fucking weird. Like it's the first thing that somebody says to you. Imagine you get on your arm one day, it's just like fuck you, and it's the first thing my soulmate says to me. I also like the soulmate marking version of like you can't see any color until you meet your soulmate. That's hot. That's fucking hot. That's how you know you're supposed to fuck. Anyway, moving on. Superhero. Oh, I will actively search for this one. I will actively search for this one. I will actively search for this one. Oh, because well, if one of them's a supervillain and there's tension. Oh, I like this one a lot. I love completed fics because there is that one time an ongoing fic I love went dark suddenly. I was so desperate for content of the ship. There was like 3 fics of it. So right context. Oh, that's so sad, bro. I hate when fics are like orphaned at the wrong time. You know, not even orphaned. It's like fucking deleted. I hate when fics are deleted. Like I'm glad they added the orphaning feature, but like some of the fics I love deleted, straight up deleted. Some of the Percy Jackson fics that I loved. Gone, erased from the fucking internet. Oh. I turned into that fucking Ash baby. Anyway. Long fix. Yeah, I will read long fix. I like this one. 80s to 90s AU. Oh, that was 30 to 40 years ago. So yeah, as ancient as it is, I do like it. I do like it. Above long fix, for sure. Above babysitting, actually. Okay, excuse me while I blow my nose. Excuse me while I blow. Flower shop and tattoo parlor. This is a flower shop, hobby shop all over again. I like this one. Oh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. I'll actively search for this one. 50s AU, as in the 1950s or the 1850s. But yeah, I like this one. I like this one. It's just a different time period. I don't like this one nearly as much as the 80s and 90s AU. I feel like the 50s had a lot of issues, especially civil rights issues and racism. So much racism and so much homophobia and transphobia as well. So I don't like reading it nearly as much because I'll sit there and be like, they were racist back then. They're racist now, but it was way worse back then. Anyway, sadly, a lot of older fics have also been pivoted to the AI issue. It's so sad. It's devastating. Yeah, I feel like some authors just died. Yeah. Hogwarts AU. Fuck JK Rowling. Anyway, college AU. Oh, I love college AUs. Yeah, I will actively search for them because it's just high school AU, but there's more distance. Like you're not forced to see each other every day because it's not high school. You know, campus is fucking massive, and if you do see each other a lot, you might as well. You might as well. Anyway, major character death. Actually, no, I prefer not to read them. It's not like I won't read these fics, but it's just like, you know. Anyway. Backstory. Backstory fics are great because, like, you could try to extrapolate or interpolate the characters' flaws and traumas through a backstory fic. I like this one. I like this one. YouTuber AU. Oh, YouTuber AU. I hope to live my YouTuber AU one day. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna put this above coffee shop. I'm gonna put this above coffee shop. I like this one. It was a curse. It got me 2 days after posting the first time. Broke my arm. Damn, curl. It was better to know the inside family relation fics are getting less popular now. Yeah. Dystopian AU. I won't actively search for it, but it really depends on execution because I have read some dystopian fics and they've basically just like wrote a shitty Hunger Games. Like, what's the point? What's the point if you're just gonna write shitty Hunger Games? I'd rather just read Hunger Games. Anyway. Reincarnation. You mean you love each other across multiple lives? Yeah, I will read this. I will read this. I actively search for reincarnation ones, but it's also here's my issue with this though, because sometimes reincarnation AU makes one of the characters older than the other because they reincarnated at different times. There's this one Chinese story where a couple really loved each other, but then they could not marry because family issues, and so one of the characters fucking killed themselves, and another character lived out their whole lives. So eventually they just could not ever meet each other because they kept reincarnating at different times, and whenever they would find each other, one is like 14, the other one's like 83, so they can't fuck because one's geriatric and the other one's an adolescent. The tragedy is baked in, and it's really fucking gross. And it makes me feel gross because it's a child. What do you mean these two are destined for each other? They're destined to also never fuck. It's gross. It's gross. I do actively search for it though, because sometimes I like being tortured. Fantasy AU. Yeah, I'll actively search for this one. I'll put this above magic. You don't necessarily need magic. Hello, Hag. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. We were doing a lot of review today. I mentioned that the sibling displeasure tag. Oh. I could not relate to sibling displeasure because my sister and I, we are very close. So, there's no such thing. I also don't know what the hell sibling displeasure is supposed to mean. It's like your sibling does not approve of the relationship, or like your sibling tries to date the same person. See, the messiest is when the sibling is trying to date the same person as you, right? I feel like that's really gross because it's got to be wildly inappropriate for at least one of you. Anyway, I love magic, so you can't agree. That's true, but I feel like with the fantasy AU, there has to be magic, right? I don't know, that's me. That's just my thinking. Red, blue, it really depends on execution. Like, yeah, this character's red, this character's blue. They fuck. Okay, is there anything more interesting than that? You really got to deep dive into the characters to let me know, you know? And if you do it wrong, I'm gonna kill you. Anyway. Wedding. Oh, I get married. I will read it. I will always read it if they get married. Da 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 da. Anyway, meet the parents. I like this one, but it also really depends on the execution, because okay, I'm gonna put this highest on depends on the execution, because if you're meeting parents, that do mean that you go da 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 da, you know. But if you don't, it's like, what's the point of meeting the parents? You know, you're gonna break up. What's the point then? Anyway, the parents have to be well written. The parents have to be well written. If they aren't well written, then I'm gonna throw it away. Yeah, there used to be a sibling displeasure tag in this past because it's heavily focused on making the older daughter displeased by flirting or getting with the younger brother. Oh, that's crazy. Wedding fics are cute. I like them. I agree. See. Anyway, honeymoon / vacation. Oh, honeymoon / vacation. I need this. I need this because it's just, you're giving the characters a chance to unwind and be fluffy and cute and fuck and be fluffy and cute and fuck and be fluffy and cute and fuck. And the stream has not malfunctioned. This is just me going through the motions. Okay, moving on. Getting a tattoo. Oh. I like this one, but it can't be OOC. It cannot be OOC. If it's Superman getting a tattoo, it's really funny, because, like, what are you supposed to use against him? A kryptonite needle? Like, anyway, cheating. Why is cheating here twice? Fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, road trip. Yeah. Road trip. I will not actively search for this one, but I do like this one. I'm gonna put this above body swap because I like when the characters have to be confined in a space and they have to interact with each other, and they have to be like blah, 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 and they're like bickering and shit, and then they make up, and it's just it's cute, it's fluffy, I like it. Anyway, dog owner. Woof woof. Woof woof. Because who's the dog? Anyway, moving on. Break up. Fuck you mean they break up? fuck you mean they break up? But I prefer not to read it. But it pops up in Friends to Enemies to Lovers, and also in Enemies to Friends to Lovers, and also it pops up. It pops up. Okay, so you know, so yeah, that is the complete ranking of this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Is there anything you guys like disagree with? Such a W tier list. Thank you very much, Curl Curl. When you finish each ranking, can you reach each one from each rank? I joined late. Oh, absolutely, Hoohag. I will do that for you, Hoohag. Okay, so for the ones that I will not read, let's go down. Podfic. This is when it is based on a podcast or something like that. Fuck that shit. I do not want to do that. Also, it's when it's a audiobook. I do not do audiobooks, so that's me. That's just me. 5+1. When a character does 5 things one time and it does that same thing differently one time. It can be chock full of angst, it can be chock full of like happy vibes. Either way, I've never read it. Drabble, 100 words or less, or just a really short one shot. I don't read that shit because I think it's unfinished. Sorry. Genfics, there's like general fics, the things that like no romance in it. I don't read non-romance fics. Sorry. Weed fics, I don't smoke weed every day, so I unfortunately have not read fics that involve weed or have characters that are on weed or stuff like that. Anyway, love triangles I will not read because it's just shitty. In my opinion, I don't like reading love triangles because like I'm supposed to choose between white boy A and white boy B because tall, dark, and handsome does not mean black. Anyway, unrequited. I don't like unrequited. Hanahaki disease kills me every time. So yeah, no, I don't like reading unrequited. If I see unrequited, DNF. Cheating. I put it's here twice apparently because whoever made this tier list is interesting as a person because they really like cheating apparently. Cheating. No, goodbye. Crossover. I read one too many Danny Phantom invading Batman fics, so no, I do not like crossovers anymore. Miscommunication. I hate miscommunication. I will kill somebody if they miscommunicate me. Hogwarts AU. Fuck JK Rowling. I hope that transphobic ass goes to hell. She will. That and the black mole is invading her lungs. So anyway, Star-Crossed Lovers. I prefer not to read it because it's too fluffy, too sweet for me. Friends with Benefits. Friends with Benefits is here twice. Slow burn. Sometimes the burn be too slow. Sometimes I want them to fuck right now. Anyway, Chatfic. This involves like Discord or Twitter or text messages. And it reads like there's text messages. We have the pre-built context for it. I was like, kinda. It feels contrived. It feels lazy to me. That being said, some of these fics are not lazy. It's just I feel like I don't like reading them because to me it feels lazy. I could type that out. I could type that shit out real easy. Anyway, one shots. I don't like reading one shots. I want breaks. I need breaks. I need chapters to cut myself up. That way I don't end up reading fics until 5 a.m. Mistaken identity. No, that's another form of miscommunication. I don't like that shit. Or in this case, it's technically misperception. I don't like that shit. Crack fics. I don't like reading crack fics, unfortunately. Word/phase prompts. This one's interesting. I just don't like reading them because like I kind of get where they're going at and like I can predict it. I don't like when I can predict fics, you know. Especially when it's supposed to be like an interesting like fic, but you know, fix it fics. I will typically not read fix it fics as often because I like canon. I'm a very canon person. My nose is turning red, bro. I'm sick as hell. Who will get to the Hogwarts lady first, mold or old age? I hope it's the mold. I hope she doesn't live to see 70. Major character deaths. Breakups. I don't like breakups. Breakups make me sad. Depends on the execution because I accidentally put a Z in there for no reason. Meet the parents. Yeah, it means it depends on execution. Modern AU. In vino veritas. In vino veritas means in wine there's truth. In wine there's truth. That means you tell the truth when you're drunk. I don't fully believe that, therefore I believe in vino veritas depends on execution. Long distance, same thing. Poem without plot, very much same thing. You gotta have the characters in character while they're fucking. Childhood friends also have to be in character. Just Us, I still don't really know what a Just Us fic is. It's like when they keep secrets for each other. As if couples don't already do that. Strangers to Lovers. Yeah, no, I need them to be friends first. It really depends on execution. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Angst fix. If it hurts me too much, I don't like it. But at the same time, if like it hurts me just right, I like it. So, you know, Regency AU, I feel like Regency is like overplayed. Poly, I'm not polyphobic. It's just sometimes poly people do not communicate correctly and therefore it becomes cheating. Rare pair, yeah. I find some good rare pair ones. I usually don't like reading rare pair, but you know, there's some good rare pair out there. Song slash prose. Sometimes the song is just interrupting bitches. Writing a song out in a book, horrible way to go out. Arranged marriage, yeah. That one's cool too. Amnesia. I kind of like it. It really depends on the execution. If you don't write the amnesia right, I will kill you. Dystopian AU, sometimes it's just shitty Hunger Games. Red slash blue, is characters opposites, great, yeah. Crackfics low, yeah, I'm so sorry, crackfics are low. I don't like reading crackfics, I'm sorry. They are good, like, they can be considered guilty pleasure. I totally see where you're coming from. Me, I'll get to her before anything else. So true. So true, Mark A. Tree Bark. Get Joanne Nolan Rolling Coling. She wouldn't have a successful book series if she didn't post to be a man, by the way. I'm so sorry, that's the truth. The patriarchy really did fight against her, and I do see where she's coming from, but at the same time, the real harm that's being brought to women is actually, what's it called? TERFs. That's what the term is. TERFs. Anyway, canon divergence. I like canon. Sorry. Main characters. I like this one. I like the main characters. Sports AU. Yeah. Enemies. Offense to lovers. Yeah. World married couple. Pirate AU. High school. YouTuber. Coffee shop. Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day. If they love each other, they're gonna fall in love with each other over and over again. I like that part. Alternative meeting. I guess. Side characters. Yeah, I like reading about side characters. I read about the Cabbage Boy, the Cabbage Man. Series. I like when I'm reading fics in the series. Kota, which is just reading the ending, like a new ending for a book or like a series. Megaverse. Ongoing, yeah, I like reading ongoing fics. Road trip, I like reading road trip fics. Body swap AU, yeah, you get to find the intimate parts of another character. I feel like that's fun. Dark fics, oof, yes. 80s, 90s AU, yeah, 30, 40 years ago, love that. Babysitting, love that too. Long fic. Long fics, I love reading long fan fictions, but not too long, if you know what I mean. 50s AU, I guess. People just had less rights back then. Backstory, yeah, I like having backstory. Getting a tattoo, yeah. Yeah, sometimes getting a tattoo is fun. Frenemies, I actively search for frenemies because I like that kind of dynamic. I like the tension that it brings. I like rivals, I like fluff, I like sharing clothes, I like porn with plot. Porn with plot's fun. I like people when they're trapped together. I like character studies. I like really diving into characters, like ripping them apart and going into the characters. Anyway, domestic. I like Curtainfic. Man, I love when they're like just fluffy and cute. I love pet adoption. I love post canon. I love royalty. Sick fix, when the character's being taken care of, you get to see how tender and nice they are. Multi chapter is great. I get to take breaks. Wump, that's why people get beat up. Hurt and comfort, that's when people get taken care of when they get beat up. Fantasy AU, like that. Magic, great. Superhero, great. Kid Fit, college AU. Flower shop and tattoo parlor, great. Yeah, this has been very popular for quite some time. Completed fix, great. Reincarnation fix, oh, they hurt my soul, but I love them. Dog owner, sometimes in the freaky way. Anyway, not as in they fuck a dog, as in they, like, you know, pretend to be a dog boy or something like that. Soulmates, I need soulmates. I need. Friends, enemies, lovers, I need that in my life. Enemies to lovers, love that too. All of this, mutual pining, friends, enemies to friends to lovers, bed sharing especially. Fake dating, excuse me, soulmate AU, wedding, all of that stuff, honeymoon vacation, love that. All of this stuff is just like wish fulfillment, really. All the stuff I need, wish fulfillment. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys all for being here. I very much enjoyed making this tier list with y'all. I loved hearing y'all's opinions. I love the banter that we have here. And yeah, thank you very much for 2.89 thousand subscribers. I hope to see you guys next time, and I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you. Thanks, Suhag, for being here. Highlight of my day. Oh, you're so sweet. I love you. Thank you for that.